It's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the Fisherman's Bay map, and we've got Volatile in the FV215b, the 183, the Tier 10 British TD. It's not in the tech tree anymore, it got replaced by the Badger, but if you owned it, you got it returned as a reward vehicle. It's not a premium tank, but it means you can swap crews in and out without penalty. And otherwise it's got the same characteristics as it was when it was a normal tank, so no credit bonuses or anything like that, but yeah, it means you can keep it. Alrighty, Volatile. If you haven't heard of him before, he changed his name from Bandito Jr. Now, he's got a couple of marks of excellence on the barrel, so we know he's a good player in this tank, and you would have seen some replays with him in the tank before. Alright, now he's coming up to this berm here, which gives you a bit of protection after you fire. If you back down, then some bushes that will conceal you until you fire. Now, when I say until you fire, obviously this TD doesn't have a very good camo rating, and when you fire, particularly close to the bushes, you'll lose basically all your camo and be exposed by anyone who's obviously within sighting range. Alright, so he's found the Udis 15-16 and backs away straight away, even though the leopard gets a bit in the way. And you can see, yes, he got lit. And a round came in, but went low to berm. Now, you still have to be careful, even with the berm, depending on how tall your tank is, and the 183 is a pretty tall vehicle. He's got a target potentially in front of him, so he's using the mini-map to fire. But you can see from the flash that didn't hit anything. That means the tank moved out of the way. But definitely worth taking the shot. Okay, now there's a threat here. The T100 LT has, on the enemy side, has moved up into the field in front and spotted him straight away. And he took a hit there from an object 140's back where that leopard just got evaporated from. And the team's lost one of their leopards. In fact, they've lost a little bit here. They're a couple of thousand hit points down, so taking a bit of damage in the centre. Now, Volatile's platooning with another T100 LT to help him spot targets, which is a good combination. But someone needs to get rid of that enemy T100 LT. That leopard one here is doing a reasonable job at that. And there you go. Just getting spotted and having the top of his turret visible across from the berm. Yep, so you either have to go back down the hill a little bit to decrease the angle there, or yeah, move right down to the left edge of the berm. Okay, but unfortunately that leopard paid the price of coming up too often in the same spot and got eliminated. Looks like Volatile's got the opportunity to get rid of the Sudez, which he will in a second. There we go. So, first kill there. But their team's still in deficit in hit points. And there you go, he's lit again. Now, possibly from the Progetto. Progetto not facing him, and he's not facing him anymore either because he's just been sent back to the garage. So there you go, one of the first big hits for Volatile, and that's what we like to see watching these tanks. They're long, loading, slow, not very maneuverable, but we love them because they eliminate tanks in one shot, and that's part of what we like to see. Alright there, now blind shots again, but you see the flash didn't hit, just the loading, the aim time there, just taking a bit too long. Not through any fault of Volatiles, of course, that's crew skills, and it would, as you can see, he's running food, so, and he's got a very skilled crew in this one. It's just that's how long the aim time takes. That's really a factor of the gun caliber as well. Large caliber guns do take a lot longer to delay than a standard one. And there you go, another one shot, one kill there on the object 277. Now that wasn't a one shot as such because he only had 800 points left, but again, that's what we like to see from these TDs. And an E100 who might just be getting into the same situation. So he locks onto him, but then takes off the auto lock. He's going to have him lit. Now he'll be behind cover. Now you can see, if you watch the minimap, and there we go, sends the 100 back to the garage. So starting to erode the deficit there. In fact, let's drop down again. But VOLAT1LE will be using the minimap. If you've got the minimap large enough, you can see where the obstacles are, or the buildings, and you'll know when they're behind the building, and it's not worth firing. That IS-7, he would have hit the tracks, and he tracked him, therefore he got some assisted damage out of that shot, even though his shell didn't do any actual hit point damage. So really playing his part here in eliminating the threats on this side of the map. And there we go, another target comes up, the Object 268 version 5. And he takes a whole 1620, so that's a full penetration of the shell. And there it is, down the back there, finishes him off. And that's, after all these hits, we haven't really been paying attention, he's already gone over 6,000 hit points of damage, which is a pretty good result, even though we are only about halfway through the game. So we've got a couple of threats here in terms of medium tanks. There's 2 Object 430Us, and he's got one lined up going through the turret, and sends him back to the garage there, full 1,078 hit points of damage, so nice penetration. And back he goes. So really started to turn the tide of the map now. VOLAT1LE's got 5 kills, he's got 7,000 damage, nearly 7,500, and now his team is in the positive in terms of hit point advantage, and there are also 2 tanks up. So, you know, puts another blind shot in there. We'll have to see after the game in the stats whether any of these blind shots have taken effect, but we know the first couple didn't. But there is that 215b 183 at the back. Gorilla 15 has moved all the way to the back now on the minimap. You can see there's an Object 140 somewhere around the middle there. Why he's not supporting the Object 430Us, I don't know. But anyway, VOLAT1LE's teammate in the T100 LT is shooting up there, and he has spotted him and gets him erased exactly as the Commander Arnie says. So it's basically all over Red Rover at the moment. Although there's an MX-50B. Was last seen in the town. He's still in the town, it looks like. Anyway, people are cleaning up. The FV215b 183 has been taken out. The 50B has been taken out. Now this is the last one, and all of a sudden that is the end of the game. So nearly 9k of damage and a top gun. All right, so a bit of entertaining one-shotting there. So what did we get? So top gun for 6 kills, 8.9k of damage, but therefore none of the blind shots paid off, unfortunately, but that gave them the high caliber reward as well, which means 20% of the hit pool, or not, or more, sorry, I should say, and of course the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. So great performance there for a tier 10. 1181 base experience might seem a low number, but in tier 10 that's a pretty good performance there, and supported by the Badger, who got just under 4k, and his teammate spotting for him got about 5k of spotting damage and just finished in 3rd place by 5 experience points, and a good bit of damage there from the other team. And the enemy side, one of the Object 430Us at the end did 3k, and he was the top damager on his team. None of the rest really paid off, although a few did more than their own hit points, but not too many. Anyway, 12 shots fired. That might seem a low number, but again, it's a very slow loading gun. 9 hits and 7 penetrations, and that's a good number of penetrations with the types of rounds they use. Got a small amount of assisted damage from tracking, so that means over 9k in terms of total combined damage. Had some mission payouts in terms of the income, but yeah, very expensive rounds. I think they're about 8k each round from memory, 8.8 maybe. So 96,000 credits in rounds and some consumables, and lost only though 538 credits. So anyway, another great game there from Volatile. Love his content, and we'll have another good fun one-shotting video coming up in the not too distant future. But certainly if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow, and thanks for watching.